Horizon Plastics London Arena. Now, I'm sure many of you were with us 12 months ago where we got a real insight behind the eyes into the minds of some equestrian professionals, from show jumping to dressage, eventing to driving, and we've got another Glory Masterclass to bring to you here this morning. It is the Grassroots to Glory Masterclass, and it's going to be hosted by Dickie, Waygood, who began his equestrian career as riding master in the Household Cavalry, one of Britain's most successful military event riders, and technical director and eventing performance manager as well. He's joined by double Olympic gold medalist Laura Collett, who also claimed individual bronze at the Paris Olympic Games a little earlier this year, and Megan Elphick. Many of you will know Megan, eventing influencer and grassroots advocate as well. So we can give them all a nice warm welcome here to London this morning. Laura Collett, Megan Elphick, and I'm going to hand you over to Dickie Waygood.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. So what have we got in store today? Well, first and foremost, today is not a demonstration. It's a training session. It's not a testing session, it's a training session. And what we're going to do deliberately this time round, we've got two relatively inexperienced horses. And in a minute, I'll let Laura and Meg introduce their horses and tell you a little bit about them. And that's the way I would start any training session at home. I would ask the athlete for a little bit of background around their horses. So once we've done that, then I'll get a little bit more into our session. So while we're riding round, Laura, can you just give us a little bit of background with your horse? I think you're just switching your microphone on. And as you'll be aware, somebody asked me outside, do I coach Laura? And the answer to that is it's gone way beyond coaching. When Laura and I work together, it actually is working together. It's a partnership, because Laura can give me as much feedback of what she feels she needs to work on as I can see with my eye now. And that's evolved over a number of years. So it's very much open questions and very much a two-way communication. So I wouldn't call it coaching in the true sense, because when you get to elite level, it's just those small little tiny details that you're looking for, and most importantly, it's getting the world-class basics, getting the basics right.
I'll get it on. Oh, sorry.
Okay, I think we're on now, Laura. A little bit about your horse, please, Laura.
Thank you.
So this horse is called Cooley Ice Age. He is a 6-year-old. We had him about a year now. He was very green when we got him about this time last year, but he's competed at novice level and 2-star this season. He's a horse that I think an awful lot of, but he's very green and inexperienced. So he's never been in this kind of environment before, so this is all very good education for him.
So, and exactly, and it's lovely to hear about the education, and you can see already, Laura, in her own words, this is a training session, not a testing session. So, thank you very much, Laura. Meg, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, your horse looks a little bit green. A little bit of background, please.
So this is Winnie. She's a homebred. She is also 6, but sadly we only have a couple of 80s on our resume. No novices. And she's a little bit greener because I've taken my time with her. She also did an injury this year, so she's had the summer off. Hence feeling very excited to be at a party.
Excellent. And strengths and weaknesses?
I'd say she's a very honest horse. I've never done anything like this with her really before, to be honest. Weaknesses is she can just be a little bit gung-ho. And my weakness is very much that I like to kill the canter, as you saw last year. Okay,
so that's good feedback for the coach, or good feedback for myself to work on. So what I'd like you to do, ladies, is we're going to do a little bit of jumping dressage to start with, and I would like you to test the accelerator, to test the brakes, and I would like to see lots of transitions within the pace. So, Meg, you'll move a little bit, and then you'll use your weight aid, and you'll wait for a few steps. So weight aid, and maybe your voice.
Ooh.
Good. And then move a little bit. Super. And then weight aid.
Ooh.
And weight in. Good. And when I say weight aid, that's using your upper body posture to help the horse balance and collect. Because at the end of the day, whether you're doing dressage, show jumping, cross country, or any discipline, it is hugely important that you sit in balance. The horse can then use you as a stabilizer to balance on. So a quick question for everybody in the audience. You may have seen me do this before, but quick question. If I was to put that much weight, for those who can't see, roughly 2 inches, 1 inch of weight into my right foot, of a percentage of my body, how much weight do you think that would be? 15%, 20%? So, Megan, just come, just there, hold there, please, Meg. And I want you to go up on your knees, stand up, and I want you to put, you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
And you can do this in the audience. You ready? That much weight into 1 foot. How much of your body weight is it?
Yeah, a lot.
100%. The moment you go like that, it's 100%. So when you're riding around, you'll watch Laura, when her horse has a few little wobbles, loses its balance, Laura will stay right in the middle of the horse, and the horse will rebalance on Laura. So a few more transitions, please, Meg, Laura. So what I'd like you to see now, maybe move around the short ends of the arena, and then weight down the long side. And then, so weight in, and then move, Laura. Very good. And you notice straight away, Laura, she comes out of the saddle. She's got a light seat, but she's still in the middle of the horse. And then when she collects, she uses her upper body posture to help the horse wait. And then weight in, Meg, and then moving again. All right, very good. And waiting again. Very good, Meg, because when you brought your upper body back then, the horse sat and waited for you.
Yeah,
so you
that
can
was better.
start to teach the horse to respond to your weight aids.
Okay.
Horses are creatures of habit. And if we train in a consistent way, they learn very, very quickly. Okay, I think we need to get on with a little bit of action. So, very simple exercise. Laura, start the ball rolling. I'd like you to canter down our cavalettes from one fence to the second fence. It really doesn't matter at this stage how many strides Laura puts in there. What I'm looking for, Meg, is for Laura, whatever canter she's got out here, I want her to keep the canter identical all the way down between the two fences.
Okay.
So let's have a look at Laura. So she's balancing the horse. She's got the outside shoulder, so the horse is now straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little short one at the end. We'll go again, Laura, because in the last couple of strides just here, the horse expanded. And we're going to see if we can come down there and not allow the horse to expand in his canter. Because when you canter down to a skinny, if you expand, you run risk of running out. So just watch now, keeping the canter the same. Keep it the same. Whoa. Keeping it the same. Very good. Very good. Laura, while you're going, stop showing off. While you're going, can you just do that once more, Laura? Because now in the bascule, we want the horse to stay in balance in his jump. And let's just see if we can get him in the bascule waiting over the top of the fence. So as his feet hit the floor, he's back into balance. No quicker, no quicker, no quicker. That's fine. No quicker. Very good. Meg, away you go. Now, what I loved about that time then, Laura was a bit off this fence. The horse was off it a bit, but she didn't press the horse to go. She just kept the same canter. The bascule then was really round, and then the horse landed and is starting to land in balance. But it's a progression. We're still not 100% yet. This is good. 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done. Holy moly, that was good. So, what are we going to improve on, Meg? I'd like you to be a bit straighter.
I was just going to say straightness.
Perfect. So, work on the straightness this time.
Oh.
Outside rein, so you get the outside shoulder. So you keep the horse on railway tracks and look to the end fence. Good.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. And then drift in again. So I'm going to give you a little exercise. And Laura as well, while I'm talking this through, Laura's going to come on the left rein because I really want to get a lot of jumping done today and see how far we can go. But if you watch my eye now, Meg, I think you've seen me do this before. I'm walking to this pole, but the moment I've seen my distance, I don't need to look back at the pole again because I can see it out of my peripheral vision. For those in the box, I don't need to look back at the pole again. So as you're coming down here, watch Laura now. Once she's seen her distance, she is now looking at the second fence. Very good. Oh, superb jump here. I don't know if you noticed, the bascule was in balance. The horse hit the floor, and it was in the identical canter that it had on the approach to the fence. So that's great. So we've only jumped down there 5 times with Laura's horse, but you can see the consistency in her riding is training the horse for that to become habit. Okay. Away we go, Meg.
Ooh.
That was lovely. Really good. How did that feel, Laura?
Yeah, much better. More consistent in the connection between the leg and the contact.
Okay, then. Let's see. Don't increase the canter, Meg. Don't increase. Good. Super.
Oopsie.
Now,
Oh.
we're just going to finish this off now, Meg. Over the top of this fence, and the first one, you collapse to the left, and the horse anticipated and was already moving to the left in the jump.
Okay.
I want you to pick a spot down there, and once you've seen your stride, your distance down there, you're going to put your eye onto that spot, and you're not allowed to take it off. When you land, I want you to leg yield out towards the long side of the arena.
Okay.
So no quicker, do not expand. Don't expand, body tall, really good. Look up. Great job. Really good training. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was training because Meg had a system and that time you could see she never allowed the horse to take over, cut the corner off. The horse, yes, it landed on the incorrect leg, but I want you to do exactly the same this time, Meg.
Okay.
You get a 10 out of 10 for your riding there, but your horse gets a 7. So let's see if we can get the horse up to an 8 or a 9 by being consistent. Look to your second fence. Very good. Don't expand. Well ridden, and woo, and trot, and canter. Really good in your transition. Good. One more time, and then we're going to move on again. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to, because we're moving forward, you will see improvements. But today, like I say, I want to show you as much as we possibly can. Would I spend a bit more time with this horse and Meg doing this exercise? Yes, I would. But we can already see the big improvements. And getting the horse to land on the correct leg, we're going to talk a little bit more about as we progress. So your transitions now at the end are much straighter.
Yeah.
The horse is sitting more, and then he will come back into canter for you. So we're doing a simple change through trot. Hang on a minute. Did I just say we're doing a simple change through trot? All Meg has done is she's just come down the centre line, and she's done a little bit of dressage, but the fences are in the way. All this is dressage with the fences in the way. What do we think then, Laura?
I'm not sure what else looks jumpable.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
So, training session. Here we go then. So if one of the arena party could just bring that skinny from that end down to here, please. Now, there's a few ingredients you need to jump skinnies. The first one is that type of rideability. The second one is the horse must be straight, must be on railway tracks. And a horse needs to have the back legs following the front legs. I'll give you an example. If you can't see me, I'll turn each way, but I cannot do a push-up with my hands out here. I cannot do a push-up with my hands there. If I bring my hands to here, I can do a press-up, sorry, not a push-up, a press-up, and I find that easy. When a horse's shoulders are bulging out round a corner and he's not straight, the horse is the same. He can't shorten and lengthen correctly, so he loses options and he loses the shape and balance of his bascule. So when we come down to the skinnies, we must have straight horses. What we'll do the first time is we'll come down to this in trot, please, Laura. Pop it a couple of times and keep jumping while I'm talking. And for your horse, Meg, we're going to put 2 wing stands in the first time.
Perfect.
Put 2 of those in. So. Great. Because we don't want it to be perfect today. It's a training session. Well sat, Laura. Thank you. So, Meg, we don't want to, we're not trying to trick your horse or to catch your horse out. I'm very happy if you want, I would like you to, in fact, walk up to that the first time and let the horse see it.
Okay.
They can go on the outside of the, no, they can go on the outside of those. On the outside. That's it. And it's good that we're talking about this as we're doing it because you can see the different techniques and the way I use the equipment in a different way. So, just walk up to it, Meg. Laura, I'm going to remove those for you next time.
Cool.
Happy?
Think so.
Okay. Come on round in trot. Come down, pop over that. And then while you're doing that, I'm going to move these for Laura so she will jump. So I'm multitasking, but I really want to keep the session flowing and get as much education into the horses today. Watch Laura's eyes. She's still looking up. She's looking beyond. And much, much better. A lot softer in the jump. And we like this horse, Laura, because he's got a little bit cheeky. And we know that when you get one that's a little bit cheeky, it's a little bit like the lad at school. When you start giving them responsibility, they nearly always end up being ultimately the best versions of themselves. Way. Now, that almost deserves a round of applause, but it's not going to get a round of applause because when you landed here, Meg,
Oh, no!
you let the horse shoot off round the corner. You've got to look straight and keep the basics the same.
Good girl. Oh,
Okay. So watch Laura now, not expanding the canter. She's going to keep the canter the same. And you could see the horse wanted to expand, and she was very disciplined not to let the horse take over just here, because he wants to take over. Keep it the same, and straight. And straight. Okay, Meg, top riding. That was training. Next time, the horse will meet you in the middle.
Okay.
Do you want to canter to it?
Yep.
Yeah. In a second, Laura's going to come off the left rein, and obviously there's less room, and she's going to come in canter straight away. So keep the horse on railway tracks. Once you've seen your distance, look beyond the fence. Really good, and straight. Oh, wow. Now that does deserve a round of applause.
Go.
That was very good. Very good. Okay. I think you can come, Meg, without these wing stands on now.
Same way or the other way?
Yeah, I think you can come the other way. It's really good. Really good. Very good in the last few strides. Any feedback there, Laura, with regards to your turn to that?
So I just needed to keep a little bit more inside leg to outside contact to keep him a bit more upright through his shoulder.
Well done. Okay. Yeah, and you heard Laura say then, when the horse came round the corner, he wasn't straight. So watch Laura now. What's she going to do? She's going to get the outside shoulder, balance the horse here before the turn, and you can see then that he wanted to drift out, but Laura was able to nip that in the bud. So again, we'll do that once more, Laura, but before you come, could you do a few pirouette turns, please, just to show how we would help balance that shoulder. So if you look at Laura now, she's going to do a few working pirouettes. Yep. And that's great. So she's teaching the horse to turn off the outside rein and the outside leg. And ultimately, we want the horse to come round here, back legs following the front legs. Meg?
Yep.
In this spot here, you suddenly got a bit, and the horse went, oh gosh, what's happening, Mum? I want you to use a contact, and in that contact, you're not allowed to check.
Okay.
You can hold, but you don't check.
Okay.
Superb. Balance was fabulous. Maybe 6 inches of drift on the second stride. Now this time, outside shoulder, whoa, and hold, but don't check. Hold, hold, well done. Really, really good. Now in here, Meg, you would have felt the horse shorten a bit, but fundamentally that will allow you next time to be a bit softer. Really good, but you didn't have the horse worrying then.
Yep.
Okay, guys, can we go and put that down to the bottom? Ooh. And this is where we up the stakes. So we're going to rebuild that one down there. Meg, I'm going to put these back in for you, but I'm not going to put them in for Laura.
Perfect.
Okay? Laura, do you think that's too much or not?
Well, I mean, we'll give it a go.
Happy? Great. So we're going to give a little bit more of gap than that, please, with the fences, so we don't back them off from coming in. So just a little bit wider, guys. Now, this is key. We've got to make sure this is absolutely straight, because all we've talked about is railway tracks and straightness. So Laura's job now is to keep that rhythm, keep the connection with the lower leg, and 100% to keep the straightness. And if anybody knows about the scales of training, that's all we're really talking about, the scales of training. Interestingly, Laura's decided to trot. Okay, a little bit of drift. So we saw that and corrected. Really good, really good. This is a difficult line. Okay, guys, can we, we'll do that again, Laura, and then we'll go to Meg. And I'm going to help you out a little bit here. I don't like substituting the leg aid with a pole, to be honest, but I want you to see all the different options that you've got. And Laura's going to work a little bit more with her right leg now to see if we can stop the drift over the first fence. All the same principles, absolutely straight, upper body's tall, wow, 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 fantastic. A round of applause.
Right.
Laura, I was really impressed with that. Could we put a couple of wing stands back on for Meg, please?
So was I, because I'm not going to lie, they don't really look like jumps.
I mean, that was really, really good. And I don't know if you saw, ladies and gentlemen, Laura's balance was great. Let's go back to those 2 cavalettis. She never expanded down here. The horse landed on the aids. She had the absolute straightness and would have had all the time in the world. Really lovely. He's going to be a super horse, Laura.
I think so. Hope so.
Do you think this is your next big star?
Don't like to say too much, but yeah, I think so.
That's really a really exciting horse. So,
should I come in trot or canter?
I think that's a really good question. So this is where I think, first of all, we'll put those in a bit. And I wonder, guys, whether we ought to put wing stands there, because what I don't want to do is teach Meg's horse how to run out. And that is always a risk with skinnies. You can end up teaching them how to run out. So what I'd like to do, that's it. We take those off. And
Dickie, I've got a question.
yes.
So if I was at home on a young and experienced horse like Meg is, for me, that doesn't look very attractive. So if I was at home teaching a horse to jump, what I would prefer to have is use the ground rails, but as V-poles on the stands. So the stands are a little bit narrow, but it channels the horse.
So this is what
it.
I was talking about earlier, about a partnership. And what Laura's saying is she would rather do this. Put these guiding rails onto cups, I think that's what you're saying, Laura, and put it like that.
Or balance them on the top, yeah.
So, Laura, you're in charge. Let's do that then.
Just so everything with young horses is about progression, and as Dickie was saying, you don't want them to learn to run out, so you're not trying to catch them out. You're trying to educate them in a really positive way.
Down here, guys, please.
So having the higher and the longer running really channels the horses to look and focus on the smaller object, which is the narrow fence. So I would come a couple of times until I felt the horse understood that that was a jump, and then I'd put the tram rails on the floor and then progress to having them as we had them for this horse.
Perfect. And that's exactly what I was talking about with Laura herself. I was asked about the coaching earlier. Do you coach Laura? No. It's a partnership. And that feedback from Laura, that's Laura's preference. My only thing, Meg, I want you to be really aware, when the horse comes into this, their vision, this is for everybody in the audience, their vision, their peripheral vision will come in and the horse loses the focus of the fence about here. So what might happen, Meg, is the horse then will see these larger wings and it might make him overjump.
Okay.
So...
Sit tight.
Okay. But because you've desensitized him over that one, I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
All right. All these things, as a rider, you need to think about. So here we go then.
Ooh.
Love it. We're the luckiest people on the planet. Getting paid to do what we enjoy.
Ooh. Ooh.
So, stick to the rules, Meg. Stick to the rules. Look to the end. Keep your leg on. Very good. Don't chase. Don't chase. Wow. And straight. Okay, guys, we're going to drop those onto the floor. We're going to leave them as per Laura's request.
Ooh.
And they're going to go in like that with V's on that one. And this one we're going to have straight. So that Laura and I meet a compromise.
Dickie doesn't like being told what to do, have you noticed?
Okay, down you come. Canter this time. Yep, just down onto the floor, please, lads. And no, you can leave them like the V's are, because I want to show everyone in the audience the different stages and the different options that you have. And it's very good. Nice and tall with the upper body. Look to the end. Just think about the basics. Don't let the horse take over. Really good. And straightness.
Ooh. Good.
Hey, I love this. So let's take this a little bit further.
Ooh.
Where do we go with this next? So we've got an elbow fence down here.
Okay.
And the elbow, I'm going to put you some ground lines on today. So on the elbow, I would like you to canter down through there, and then you're going to come across the elbow here, off the wall. Laura's going to give you a demonstration, and I'm going to talk it through. But watch the connection with Laura's leg and the outside shoulder off the wall and the straightness of the horse. So
Am I
Laura,
going around the Lemure jump or through here?
I think you come through here, Laura, with your horse.
Yeah.
Yep, so you come off the wall just here, and you can start off down there, and then, Laura, you can land, change the rein, and go back down over the corner off the wall as well. So we're going to jump 2 fences now. Meg, if we have to put some wings on, we will.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good. You saw him want to run a little bit through the bridle, but Laura kept her hands really low. Kept the hands, no, a little bit too much bend there, Laura, a bit straighter. Balance before you turn, and you can see that drift coming back into the horse a little bit off the left rein. Wow. Should we go and do that again?
Yep.
And you can see here that left rein how the horse was stepping out through his shoulders. So Laura's going to make a little bit more of a statement before she turns. This is super, super, great stuff. This horse is really scopy as well. Got plenty of scope. The technical skills are getting better and better. Now you're going to take the outside shoulder, whoa, balance, and almost pirouette. Fabulous. Great stuff. Now, what I really liked, Laura, is the fact that he did go in a little bit deep here, but because you got him so straight, he's able to use his footwork and keep a really balanced back skill. You must be pleased with that.
Yeah, definitely much better that second time. The first time, very good to the first shoulder, and then, as you said, it's just bulging through his right shoulder all the way from out there. Sacked the jockey for not doing anything, because it's quite a long way from there to there. He was very good and very honest. When he got there, he had a bit of a wobble because he wasn't quite looking where he was going. He wasn't expecting there to be a jump, probably because I didn't have very good connection. But I thought the second time he came round and he picked it up very early, and even though it was a bit of a deep spot, he put himself together and, like you said, created a nice jump.
Really good, and a really good breakdown there of what Laura felt. And you've got to remember, for your top riders, it's about timing and feel. Timing and feel. So, Meg, we're going to do this slightly differently, because your horse, I would like you to canter through these two, just to warm him up again.
Yep.
Yeah. Then you're going to come down to that skinny, and I'm going to put you a wing stand on there.
Okay.
So we can actually take one off, lads. No, if you hold on there, we'll take one off there once Meg's jumped that. So we'll let her jump it, and then I'll take one off that fence when you've jumped that one, Meg.
Cool.
So do you think that corner's a bit too...
It's quite beefy.
Yeah, I agree with you. So again, this is where you have the interaction with the coach and the rider, and there's no medals for heroes today. Yeah. So we're going to... That is almost now like the elbow.
Oh, that's lovely,
Yeah.
that is.
Perfect. Away you go. Down this row, we'll have the wing stands on for you. Now, one thing you are going to get into trouble for, when you land, there's a lot of people there, but you've still got to think I'm leg yielding out that way.
Okay.
The horse will want to cut the corner off.
Yep.
That's lovely. Really, really pleased.
Oh, good boy.
Yeah. Very good. Now keep the basics the same. Okay. Now I'm going to stop you there, Meg.
Yep, pray for the
Because
best.
what you've done is you've come down to your first fence so focused on the rein contact and keeping the canter the same,
Bye.
your legs are off.
Okay.
So then
So I
that's where the
dropped.
horse got a little bit empty over that fence and then started wandering down here. The connection with the leg is your comfort blanket for the horse.
Yeah.
And it's the way you feel what the horse is thinking. So if we could, sorry lads, can we just drop
Bring
those
that
back
one.
on? We're going to do that exercise
guys.
again.
One's going that way and one's going that way.
Okay, that's it. So let's start again. And this is great because this is what training is about.
You're very good.
Okay,
Ooh.
Just one
6 years old,
here.
had a little bit of time off
and then
and missed a
one
year through
up on
injury.
this one.
Keep the basics, very good with your leg.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Well ridden. Now, give yourself time. That's it. Thanks, Laura. Thank you. Get the outside shoulder. Don't chase the horse. Hold the leg close.
Sorry. Oh, what a
That's
good
all right.
pony.
Oh, tell him you love him. Her.
We're good. Well done, Winnie.
Now, don't kill the canter this time. Don't check. You're allowed to hold. Keep the leg close. Leg. Woo! Holy moly. What was it like up there in the rafters?
Yeah, no, it's nice. Needs to do some dusting.
Well, now, I'm just going to remind you of some basics. Leg before hand.
Yeah.
Leg before hand. Every time, whether it's dressage, and it might only be a pressure with the leg. but you must go leg before hand. And what you've done to both skinnies, where you tried really hard, you went hand before leg.
Yeah.
So can we go and do that again, please?
The whole thing?
No, just these two,
Just
I
the
think.
two
Now,
skinnies,
we'll
yep.
save his jumps a bit now. Yeah.
Okay.
So once more.
Good girl, you're fine.
What would you like to jump next? It's a pick and mix, Laura.
Well,
Pick and mix.
I've got a good idea for you.
Go on then.
Okay, we're going to do these elbows backwards. And then, very good. Oh, good on landing as well. Keep that connection with the leg. Now, leg before hand. Just remind yourself, it might be subtle. It might be a little bit more pressure, but timing and feel. You are a megastar. That was fantastic. Did you feel how soft and relaxed the
yeah,
horse
that was amazing.
Magic.
Good girl.
What does that feel like?
So much better. It just felt a lot smoother and less rushed. Like I felt like I had all the time and I had the connection.
And
rather
you
than
know,
scaring
those
her.
moments are just pure magic because it's absolutely horse and rider. You get that lovely feeling of power, but the horse knew exactly what was coming.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, really, really like that. And the wonderful thing when it goes like this, as a coach, you put a group of enthusiastic coaches in a room and you get drunk on the atmosphere. And you can see I get very excited when it goes well. And likewise, when things go a little bit wrong, then we break it back down to basics. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Laura. I think he's been so good. What do you reckon? We'll have a pop down through here.
Yep.
Yeah. And this is a bounce of skinnies. Decent question. We'll pop down through here, Laura. If he's green, I think you should come back and do this again. And then, Laura, just before you start, I will talk this through. So what I'd like you to do then, Laura, is if he's green, do it again. If not, I'd like you to canter around the arena, go backwards over that skinny, stay out on this line, ride a proper dog's leg, back through the bounces, and 100% straight. And then jump over the corner backwards and back through these bounces. This is so hard, Meg, because Laura needs to keep the integrity of the line.
Shaw's needs to not miss it a bounce. Good boy.
Wow, I think we'll do that again. And again, you saw the horse then. The horse was thinking, holy moly, what is this, Mum? But Laura kept the leg to him. She had to press him in a little bit then. But this time, let's see what the reactions get. And let's learn a little bit about this horse's mindset. So see what he does now. See if he's worked it out. Laura's going to do all the same things. Well done. Now, he was really bold then, jumped himself into a little bit of trouble then. So looking now, keeping the leg on, contact in the air.
Boy.
Oh. And you saw then that magic dust that Laura sprinkled, because that's what true cross-country riders can do. When it's not quite right, they react.
Oh.
Woo!
Boy.
So the first time Laura came in there, just here, the horse got to this point and it went, I'm not quite sure where we're going, Mum. That's where Laura, 2 horns grew out of here. Imagine she's at badminton or the Olympic Games. A gold medal started flashing in her eyes and she said, come on, we're going. And the horse went, I've got it, Mum. Proper partnership. Let's do that once again each way.
What?
Should we go again, Laura?
I think so, yeah.
Bit of repetition. Lovely. Wow.
Boy.
Wow. Look how soft and relaxed he was then. Outside shoulder. In the air, keep the contact so you can wait and then you can put the leg back on. That was, how did that feel?
Yeah, as soon as I jumped this one, he looked up and he understood that there was going to be some crazy bounce there. And the same that way. He was just looking and thinking. It took him a little bit by surprise the first time, but I thought, for me, his reaction for a young horse to solve the problem, it would have been very easy for him to just nip out the side because it all happened very quick for him. But he's very trusting and he listened and solved the problem.
Yeah, I mean, Laura, I thought it was absolutely magic for a young horse to come in here. And if you think how he started, that all started back from the world-class basics over the cavalettis, and then making sure the horse was straight. And you kept what we call the integrity of the line then, because basically, the last time down through there, all the horse had to do was pick his legs up and put them back down again. Really, really good. Now, Meg,
Yes.
you've walked around for a while. We're going to take it back a level for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I would like you to do is just come down and jump this skinny by itself.
Okay.
And we'll do it, should we do it this way?
Uh-huh.
And if she's good over it, and you can stay really straight, you can roll back to that. But I'm not going to put a
wing on it.
a wing on it this
Okay.
time. But then here, this is the skill. Laura never let her horse get here and cut across. She absolutely kept the integrity of the line. Her eye from back there was already looking at this fence, and she never let the horse take over. She kept him straight, and then all the horse had to do was pick his legs up and put them down. And then if you really feel that was good, this is your decision, not mine. You can decide whether you think you're ready or your horse is ready to jump that backwards.
Okay.
Okay?
Perfect.
Your shout, not mine. That's great. Really pleased with that, Laura. Really good. Do you fancy coaching Meg for a while?
Do I?
Have you had enough, Dickie?
Go on. Over to Laura.
I'm gonna say one thing before you start, Megs. Just do a circle.
Yeah.
Remember last year we said just find a canter that can take you to the fence, so you
Okay.
don't have to adjust it. So a good enough canter that you can then just wait for the jump to come to you. So don't panic and hook and don't fire. Just think rhythm to the fence.
Okay.
10 minutes.
Perfect. Very, very good. And then rebalance early. So you got your canter back again, ready for coming out of the corner. Look at your fence. That's it. Good. Very good. And there, from this angle, the horse went to bulge out to the right, and she just straightened her really nicely without taking away from the canter.
Sorry. We're just getting ducks in a row. Good
Yep,
going.
balance the canter, look at your fence. That's it. And then look early, look. Well done.
Good going. What a good go.
Well done, Laura. Well done.
So for me, the standout there was Meg's body position. She was always in a position that she could control every part of the horse after landing here. The horse is quite similar to mine, didn't understand, wasn't expecting that fence to come up because it comes up very quickly, but she just stayed in a balance and stayed riding in a positive way without hassling the horse, so that it gave the horse the time to figure out what it needed to do, and then the horse was super clever with the footwork to get the legs out of the way.
That was brilliant, girls. Well done.
Good
so
go.
I'm going to put some dressage into it, Laura. So I want you to do this way once more.
That way.
Down
yeah?
here.
Okay.
And when you land, you're going to put a better balance into the horse in the canter, and you're going to do all your preparation for that fence is going to be done here.
Yeah. I
So
think that's why I needed the circle, because I got there and had nothing.
100%.
And also got scared, but...
Because when you came round that corner, everything that Laura said is absolutely spot on, but you had a flat tyre.
yeah.
So the horse had a flat tyre, and then you came round the corner and you were left with what was left. But you then, as Laura said, did a brilliant job of staying in the middle of the horse. So you saved the day, but you got yourself into trouble in the first place.
Yes.
Let's
okay.
see if you can go again. Just jump that one round here, get the balance, and down to this one.
Okay, so sorry, am I starting with the skinny or straight to my corner?
Start with this skinny here,
Okay,
and then just the skinny, and then...
just the second part?
Jump that one as a warm-up. Yep. That one in the middle.
Like the whole thing again, or not the whole thing?
No, the skinny going upwards.
Jump this one as a warm-up, this way. Then you come round, corner, back to this one.
There we go.
It's what you do over here. Yeah.
The influencer's understanding it now.
It's all about communication.
Ooh.
That's a much better canter already. Can you feel there's a little bit more air time in the canter?
Yes.
Yeah. So don't rush. Connect with the leg. Now balance, sit up. Now's the time to put the balance in. Much better. Don't get quicker. Steady, steady. Woo, woo, woo. Keep the leg on. Very good. Well done. And you'd have found then you had more options, and the horse had more options to that fence.
Yep.
And it caught you out a bit because he was in such good balance. She could have turned and gone down the inside.
Yes, yeah. I'm pleased with that. Actually rode forward for once in my life.
I think you should be thrilled with that. Yeah, absolutely thrilled.
Oh.
Right, one more to throw into Laura. Guys, can we build the bounce back again, please? Laura, do you think you're ready to go elbow, bounces, back to that corner?
Ooh.
Well, I guess there's only one way to find out, isn't there?
When you do this is for everyone here. I don't want Laura to have to go land here and just go to the inside rein. And it's very typical of what most riders would do in a time of crisis here to get the horse to turn. It's common sense. If you want to go left, pull left. But here what we're after Laura doing is in the top of this bounce looking, and with her outside shoulder still thinking of the pirouette. Of course, going this way, we know that this is the rein that he bulges out of his right shoulder. So this is a really big question. And if we have to, we'll break it down with a little bit of dressage. So we'll go the first time. Okay, deathly silence, please. Let's watch that outside shoulder, really straight. God, he loves his job.
Oh,
Oh, she's had to work.
oh, good boy.
Woo.
That is a round of applause. It was, you saw in the middle, Laura had to make some subtle corrections, but this part, it was like a hot knife going through butter. The horse is so with Laura, and it had no doubt in his mind through those bounces where the horse was being turned. That was world class. Very, very good.
It was quite good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we ought to quit while we're ahead. May, should we just, what do you think? We'll take a bounce out.
Oh, gosh.
You absolutely nailed it. Come on, you can
Come
do
on.
it.
Come on. This is going to be your Olympic Games down through here, okay?
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so we'll just take that one out, please, gents, and then we will go into this. So, Meg, you've got to remember the rules, yeah? Don't accelerate through here. Keep the canter exactly the same.
Okay.
In the air, upper body really tall, weight down his heels, and turn in with your leg. And when you go to this, you'll probably have a feeling that you want to chase at it.
Yeah.
Stay behind the horse, keep the leg on, and if you have him straight and in front of you, he'll sort himself out.
Okay.
Okay.
Easy.
While you're cantering around, one thing I'd like to point out, ladies and gentlemen, this is just the first part. It's teaching the horses how to jump a skinny. It's training the horses how to keep the integrity of the line and the rider. But the next part of this jigsaw puzzle is to go to practice this on the side of a hill with cross-country fences. And then you take it into competition. So here we go then, Meg. So silence around the arena. Outside shoulder.
We're just doing
Yeah,
something.
so you just need to balance him more now. Balance now. That's it. So you get the left shoulder. Well done. Don't be in a rush. Now look left. Keep your leg on. Well done, you. Well done.
Oh, the corner.
Now, so all of those basics then, you had to get a little bit there with the leg.
Yeah.
But you can see how this partnership from beginning to end, wow, fabulous. So let's just finish off with a little Christmas cheer and with a Christmas theme. You remember Blue Peter? Yeah. Something I prepared earlier. So we've got to jump a Christmas tree. So,
surely with some wings.
Guys, can we put this, where should we put it? Where would you like to jump the Christmas tree, Laura?
Right where it is, I think.
Okay, where it is, off the wall. Perfect. And we're going to put, for Laura, you're going to have 2 tram lines on, I reckon.
Well, I think wings look nice.
Or you're going to jump it without the tram lines on.
Well, with something on. I mean, something. Put those on, please. Thank you. Just ignore Dickie. I've taken charge again.
No. That's far too, no. Once like that, and then like this. You know that relationship I said earlier about coach and athlete, a partnership? Forget all of that. Now we'll test Laura a little bit. Oh, I don't like that flag. A little bit lower. There we are. Now, watch Laura how she takes the outside shoulder. Outside shoulder, outside shoulder, perfectly straight. She still looks up, keeps the rhythm.
Woo.
Wow. And let's cast our minds right back to the beginning of the session when the horse was trying to run through the bridle, expand at the fence and run on landing. That was super balanced. Come on in, Laura. What do you think?
Oh, for you, Dickie, anything.
Thank you. Well done. That's the spirit. Okay, we'll just put one more of these on there. And then, Meg, I think you've got to give us I think you've got to jump the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And I think that's enough for the horses, don't you?
Yep, I think that would be fab.
Okay. Right then, Laura, away we go. We're going to check out now the scales of training.
Could we, straighten that? It's not very straight, that one.
Hang on, 2 secs. There we go. When Laura approaches this, the fence becomes that narrow that it disappears in front of the horse for the last few strides.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, wings back in, Meg.
Definitely wings back
And
in.
away you come. Fantastic. Really, really good. Really impressive. I think next year we'll have a whole course for the Christmas trees.
Likes Christmas.
He's great. Yeah, he likes Christmas. Okay, Meg. Outside shoulder. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bit too quick. Balance the horse. So you lost the shoulder a little bit then.
Good. Honest horse.
It was good, but
We can do better.
we can't leave on that note, yeah?
No.
So don't forget the basic principles. Along the wall there, you want to put the canter into the horse that you actually want to ride at the Christmas tree at.
Okay.
And then you just keep the rhythm. Don't forget the outside shoulder and your legs to turn. So, last jump of the day, you're going to get the outside shoulder there. Woo, woo, woo. Keep the leg close. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That's enough jumping today, Meg. We're going to leave it there. You've got to be absolutely thrilled. 6 years old, never jumped a skinny before.
I'm so chuffed. I can't believe she's done all that. I honestly thought I was going to be doing cavalettis and then leaving it to Laura.
No, so really, really good. How are we doing on time? Have we got a couple of minutes for a Q&A, or do we, I think it's a wrap there, ladies and gentlemen. So, Laura, just a quick sum up on your horse.
I mean, absolutely delighted with him. I think he's got a great brain. He's very, very honest, and he fundamentally wants to do the job. So I think, I loved him before, and I love him even more now.
Fantastic. This is a horse to watch for the future. And competition name, Laura?
Cooley Ice Age.
Look out for this horse. Look out for Laura. And Meg, what's your takeaway?
My takeaway is just that I can actually do it if I put my mind to it and stop overcomplicating things. I need to get my canter, get my shoulders in the right place, and also focus on my ride away from the fence.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for our riders today and for their owners for allowing them to bring the horses. Well done, everyone. Very good.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we can do so much better than that. That was brilliant, wasn't it? A huge thank you to Megan Elphick. Thank you to double Olympic gold medalist Laura Collett. And, of course, Dickie Waygood.
Good boy.
Still plenty more to come, isn't there, Kerry? What have we got this afternoon?
We have got so much more happening here at this amazing London International Show. We're going to have the Cobb Championship very, very shortly, and then our last showing class of the day here in the New Horizons Arena, where we're going to have the show hat